Welcome back, beautiful viewers. We are continuing from where we left the other time. As I said, sorry, I'll be giving explanation on the terminology that I gave in the other video, like div and the class. Now in HTML, when you say div, we are talking about a division that helps to group your web page into sections. Okay, it helps in grouping your content in your web page into sections, and it helps in the organization of your web page layout. It's very useful. Now you understand much better when you get to CSS. We use it to, this one will help you to style your, with the help of div you can easily style your elements or your content in your web page, because your web page is going to have a lot of elements. So for better organization and proper layout, developers has come with a very nice way of organizing it or grouping your elements in sections. So we can use a div to group the element into different sections. When you declare a div on your web page, it is not directly going to have effect on the face of the web page until you use CSS to style it. Okay, so div will help you to organize it. Then when you get to CSS, you get the, you can use CSS to style it. Okay, to make it more proper, organized. Now when we talk about a class, we are talking about an an attribute that we usually give it to our element. Okay, now it's an attribute, or it's additional information that we give it to our element for styling. One of the benefits of having a class in your element, it helps to control how your element will behave or appear on the web page. Okay, it gives extra information to your HTML tag. So if you take this particular div tag, this is the extra information that we've given it to it. Now in styling it, or when you get to CSS, you can use this additional information to style the whole of this div. Okay, because this div is having a class name of navigation wrapper. Okay, navigation wrapper. So we've given an extra information to this particular div, which is a division in HTML. So a div is a division, and a class is an additional information given to an HTML tag. Okay, so this navigation wrapper is an additional information given to this particular tag, and a class usually appears in the opening tag. It usually appears in the opening tag. You see that this is the opening tag for this div. Okay, so this class is inside this particular div. I believe you are good on that. If you still don't get it, you can visit this website to learn more about div. Okay, www.w3schools.com. okay, you can visit this site to learn more about div or learn more about HTML. Okay. But in this page, I'm going to give you practical what you will learn on that website, and how to practically use the magic that we've applied over there to do some projects like school management system and other meaningful projects. Okay, so that's the explanation that we can have for the div and the class. Now in the other video, I forgot to close this particular tab, because I said every opening tag, most of the tags should have opening and closing tag. Some tags they have only opening tag. We will get there. When you get there, you understand it. But most of the tags should have opening and then closing tag. But in the other video, I forgot to close this tag, which is the header. Okay, so the header, let's close it. Let's have a closing tag. So as I said, begin with your less than sign. Then you come with your forward slash. Then you close it with the greater than sign. Okay, so you close this particular tag too. So this is the opening tag for the header. And what header are we designing? This is the header that we are designing. This particular header. This is the header that we are designing. Okay, this is the header. This is the header I'm talking about. Inside that header we have a new academy, and then we have this menu. Okay, we have this menu. So that is what we are trying to achieve. Now let's continue with our coding. Now that we've known the meaning of the div and class, it's easier for us to continue with our coding. So we're going to have another div. So we open the tag, we open, then we're going to have another div, then we're going to give additional information, which is a class, the class name of going to have a menu, toggle. I'm going to give the explanation on it when I'm done. A menu toggle. So that's the class name for this particular div. Then on click, so later when the CSS is added, so on click, then on toggle, the menu, which is going to hide it. When the CSS so let's close this. Control S to save whatever that we've typed. Okay. So this is what we've done. Now let's go to the demo database. Now this is the menu that we're going to design. Okay, so if you open it, it's going to have this, or if you click it, then it's going to pop up like this for you. That's what we've done. Later in our scripting, we'll add a JavaScript. Okay, we're going to add a JavaScript to this. So when we click it, it's going to toggle the menu. Okay, it's going to toggle it like this. So if you click on that, it's going to open for you. That is what we want to achieve. So as I said, inside the header we have a heading, then we have a menu, and inside the menu we have so many navigation. So that's what we are designed for here. So make sure you have this div class. So you have this div attack with a class name, menu toggle. Then on click, later, don't worry, just write something like this later in our scripting. So we're going to add a JavaScript somewhere. So when you click on that menu, it's going to toggle it. That's what we've done over here. So if you don't understand this aspect of the HTML, don't get confused. When you get to the JavaScript aspect of it, you understand it much better. So make sure you have the same thing that you see on the screen. Okay, make sure you have the same thing. So we have our next div. We're giving additional information, which is an attribute. So a class name of menu toggle. Okay, so this is going to help us in our CSS. When we are styling it, it's going to help us a whole lot. Okay, it's going to help us to style it. So make sure you have something like this. Now let's move on. Now we're going to have a free empty span. Okay, a free empty span, or a free empty tag. Okay, when you say a free empty tag, a tag without elements. Okay, so we're going to have it here. Let's see what we can do. So we have this, we're going to call it span. Span. We have this one too. We close it. We have the span. So we have this element, we have this three empty tag. Okay, so I'm going to copy and paste it here. Copy and paste. Copy and paste. So we have this three empty tag. Okay, so any tag without elements is an empty tag. Okay, so we're going to have something like this. What I want to achieve is that it's going to have, when you go to the demo when you get the demo aspect of it, we're going to have a three horizontal line like this. You see this horizontal line, empty line like this. We're going to have it. So that's why we have this three, or we've defined this empty tag over here. We're going to have an empty tag without elements. The purpose for that is to have something like this three horizontal line on the menu. Later in our CSS, when you style it, it's going to look something like this. So you just write this empty tag. Okay, the first one, second one, and the third one, and the name for the tag is span. Okay, so we have the open tag, then the closing tag. Have it nicely written like this. Okay, so later when you get to the CSS aspect of it, you will be able to style it. Excuse me. So we'll be able to style it nicely. Now we are done with this aspect of the header. Don't forget that we have open tag for this div and open tag for this div. We need to close it. So we're gonna have the closing tag for that. We close it div. Gonna close it. Then we're gonna close the next one too. Where you have two. Every open tag should have a closing tag. Every opening tag should have a closing tag. So the first div has been closed over here, and this is the second div that has been closed over here. So we are done with this aspect of the heading. Make sure we have the same code inside your header.php. Okay, so in this video what we've looked at is the meaning of a class in HTML, the meaning of div. As I said, a div in HTML means a division that helps to group your element into so many sections. It helps to have an organized layout for your web page, and it helps in styling. And then the class is an attribute, okay, or it's additional information that will give it to a tag, and it helps in your styling. When you go to CSS, you can easily call this class name in your CSS and style it, give different colors, the position, how it's supposed to behave. Okay, so the attribute is additional information given to your div that helps to organize your element, or it helps to show how your element is supposed to behave, how they are supposed to behave on the web page. And we've also declared a free empty tag which is going to behave like this, three horizontal line in our menu. So when you go to our CSS, we know how to style it. Then, as I said in the intro video, every open tag should have a closing tag. So this is the open tag for this div, and we've closed it over here. This is the closing tag, and this is the open tag for this div, and this is the closing tag for that div. So that is that for now. Thank you very much for being part of this wonderful community. Follow my page for more videos on programming language. As I said, we're going to learn how to design this beautiful database management, how to design using PHP, CSS, JavaScript, MySQL, and so on and so forth. Okay, so don't skip any aspect of the video. Watch till the end, so you can benefit holistically. Okay, thank you very much, and see you soon.